All right, what episode are we on?
109, good sir.
Good Lord in heaven, that's a lot of episodes.
You know, I think the people deserve 109 episodes, so we have delivered thus far.
Yeah, we've held up our end of the bargain.
Yeah, now we're just kind of waiting for, the return. But, we can still be patient. Maybe we'll be on episode 218.
Pretty sure we're going to be getting that call from Warner Brothers or Sony or somebody any day now, Ryan. It's coming soon.
See, our plan of doing all this, the seed planting, and so we can reap the harvest, I'm not quite sure how our harvest is going.
Well, we've got one of those 3-year crops that takes a while to get going.
So. Yeah, we plant like those trees that take like 10 years until it actually bears fruit.
Damn it, Ryan, we have a 5-year plan. We've talked about this.
Okay.
And in 5 years, if we are still not making money on this, we'll have another 5-year plan. We'll worry about that then.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's technical jargon. Nobody wants to hear about that crap. So, anyway, what do you think? We think we should just start the show?
Nobody wants to see how the sausage is made, Brian.
That's what she said. Welcome, everybody, to episode 109 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, into showing you every gory detail of how the sausage is in fact made, and hopefully putting a smile on your face and giving you a little news from the week that was and the week that will be in the nerd, geek, and entertainment world. I, as always, am Brian West, the hostess with the mostest, and that beautiful man over there is Ryan Tomlinson.
Hello, everyone. So we got a fun episode.
Yeah.
We're diving. We are only going to speak on nerdy stuff this week. We're not like those other guys. We talk about the stuff that you actually want to hear about.
The only thing I will say is I tried to find a shirt of Indiana Jones punching Nazis in the face to wear in tonight's episode, and I could not. That is the only thing I'm going to say about that.
So we got a lot of news for you. We got a review of a brand new Disney XD show that just came out.
Yeah. We're both really excited about it.
We got.
We'll give you a hint what it is. Woo!
I used to be able to do the Donald Duck voice, but I can't anymore. I can't do it.
That was pretty good.
And then we got some listener questions, as always, and we got some really good recommendations for you guys this week. And I got sent a book by a small company that nobody's really ever heard of. Sent me a book to talk about. So they're on the stock exchange. Yeah. They're somewhere. You might have heard of them, but we'll get to that when we get to the reviews. But we got a great episode for you guys tonight, so we hope you enjoy. Maybe it won't be 2 hours long, that's for sure. So
maybe an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, 59 tops. Yeah. So we got. What do you want to dive in right with the Star Wars news? Some pretty good stuff to happen out there.
Yeah, of course we're starting with Star Wars news, Ryan. We always start with Star Wars news, but first we got to let people know that they're about to get the uppercut of information, the judo chop of knowledge,
and the Cobra Kai leg sweep of learning, Brian.
Because that's right. Like Ryan said, it is Ninja News time, and we have a story to start. That is fantastic.
It's nice. That was a great job of stalling as you were trying to.
I don't know. Honestly, I was trying to really just be like real fantastic, bombastic. I can't fucking speak tonight.
You started off.
You started off by whiskey. This is whiskey.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
So Brian's gonna drink some whiskey.
I filled this cup up to Superman's nipples. That's how much whiskey there is in this cup.
Well, what does Superman's nipple whiskey taste like, Brian?
Super. It tastes real heroic, Ryan. Very heroic. All right, let's start this over again. All right, everybody. Ninja News time.
Just so you guys know, we are going to trademark Superman's nipple whiskey, and that's going to be our first. When we get big enough to make our own products, we're going to sell nipple whiskey.
I don't know if DC is going to loan us that that trademark.
No, we'll spell
license?
it We'll spell it Sooper.
What are we in the streets of Beijing? I don't think. What the fuck? All right, whatever, man. What are we talking about? Ninja news, Star Wars. Yes,
Star Wars.
That thing. That's pretty fucking big. It's been a week. I can't handle it, man. There's so much crazy shit going on in the world now.
You know
what? This is a safe haven from all that stuff. All right.
It feels good to laugh. I'll just tell you that.
I'm decompressing. Hang on, let me get another sip of this Superman whiskey nipple juice. Whatever. What do we call this?
It's gonna be Superman because it can't be super.
Whiskey nipples. Oh, we just call it Super Whiskey Nipples.
Super Whiskey. Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that.
We'll figure out how to make the S slightly.
It's like the name of it. Should I just call that our show to this week? Episode 109, Super Whiskey Nipples.
Yes, if you do not do that, then I'm going to be very upset.
All right, no, that is the, you know what? Usually I try and tag something that we talked about in this. I was going to talk about Ducktales or something else in the title, but no. It is going to be Super Whiskey Nipples and Ducktales.
And then we can do a TM in there, too.
Yeah,
so.
Trademark pending. Anyway, all right, Star Wars news. We were trying to make it sound like it was really interesting news, but not really. Honestly, it's kind of dumb, truthfully. Apparently, the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie's in the works.
Yeah. Does it involve nipples? That's what I need to know.
Well, I'm sure Obi-Wan has nipples, but it is Star Wars. It could be nippleless animals running around. I bet you those porgs have nipples.
Goddamn.
All right, what's the over-under on the porgs having nipples?
I'm going to go with 60-40.
60 nipples or no nipples? I gotta know what the spread is on this, man. I'm
going to say 2-1.
2-1 on there being nipples? All right, I'll take that bet. Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's happening, apparently. Apparently it's, I don't know. They're working on trying to snag a director, somebody who did something that people liked, whatever. Yeah. I didn't know who it was.
Somebody who writes words.
I think he did. No, it was the guy. Sorry, we are not prepared for this episode. So if you're looking for in-depth news, you should probably head over to one of the Real Professional podcasts, like Entertainment Weekly or something.
Yeah, like Utah.
We did not say we were gonna learn you. We said we put a smile on your face. I think we're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry you guys end up with Super Whiskey Nipples. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, I think the director of Into the Woods is the guy they're trying to get to direct Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I wonder if Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be a musical.
That'd be interesting.
Funny. Why am I stuck in the desert watching a boy who doesn't even know? Oh.
Cooking my dinner with my lightsaber.
Dun dun dun! What is that in the distance? Oh my god, it's...
Sand people.
And Darth Maul! Darth Maul! Darth Maul! Woo!
Sand people are super annoying. I really wish Anakin had
make the dragon crawl! Woo!
Only Anakin had killed all of them.
Oh my god, why do you want to go to Tashi Station? Nobody gives a shit about you and your whiny attitude. Oh, Luke. I think we just wrote this fucking movie.
We just stalled like motherfuckers on that.
Stalling for what, though? I was just singing. I was having a grand old time. This is what this is about us, Ryan. I've decided that I don't care what people need. I know what I need. And this is what I need. Whiskey Nipples, trademark pending. Super Whiskey Nipples, everybody. At a local dive store near you.
Yes.
You can probably find it at all those cool international food markets.
That's probably the only place we could sell it.
So the Obi-Wan Kenobi musical is becoming... The rumor is after Episode 9, this is the one that they're eyeballing. We do know there's something coming after that, but the Lucasfilms hasn't announced anything. It sounds like Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be the one. No word on if Ewan McGregor is going to come back, but he's long been kind of saying, hey, I would love to do Obi-Wan Kenobi again, so...
Well, why not get the OG Obi-Wan Kenobi?
What, Alec Guinness? Because he died. Dead. Don't be a dick. He's dead. Ghostbusters Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, what is it, like Poltergeist Obi-Wan? What is it going to be, a horror musical?
No, it'll be the Force Ghost Obi-Wan.
What? Where he just it's like. Did you ever watch The Lion King 1.5?
God, that was so terrible.
It was terrible. The whole movie was like The Lion King with Timon and Pumbaa somehow like narrating the whole thing. So is this going to be like The Last Jedi?
All the animals only kneeled because Pumbaa farted.
Yeah, exactly. And so how this is going to work, the Obi-Wan movie, is going to be The Last Jedi, but with Obi-Wan's Force Ghost like narrating the whole thing.
You would still watch it.
Of course I'd watch it. It says Star Wars on it. That little like tingly like a long time ago in a galaxy far away and the Lucasfilm logo shows up. Count me in. Apparently the other two movies that are in pre-production, well not pre-production, but that are being worked currently are in fact a Yoda and Boba Fett spinoff movie. You know,
Yoda, okay. Maybe like, yeah, because he was like, what, 1,000 years old or something shit, wasn't he?
800. When 800 years old, you look as good. You will not.
Hey, at least I know Hoth. At least I know Hoth was an ice planet, and the Rebels had a base there.
No, whatever. Your Star Wars knowledge is very disturbing. Your lack of knowledge is disturbing. I don't know. If me and Ryan don't sound really that excited about Obi-Wan and Boba Fett and Yoda,
nobody cares. I want Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi. That's all I fucking want.
Well, I want that, or I want a Knights of the Old Republic movie, or I would like, or give me Starkiller, man. Give me the Force Unleashed video game as a movie. I want that. Give us something like that. Give me a story about a Jedi no one's ever heard of, like doing something badass, right? I mean,
do one like on the Empire side.
Yeah, give me a Darth Vader movie. Now that'll get my nipples tingling.
Oh, yeah, that'll be straight up. There'll be lots of like whiskey nipples on that.
Yeah, I'll bring a bottle of Sooper whiskey nipple into that show. I just, we haven't seen Han Solo movie, obviously, and it could be very good, and maybe we'll change our mind about this. But, I liked Rogue One because it was new characters, something different. I didn't mind the fact that it was a tie-in because it was something we hadn't seen before. Mm. And I'm sure you could find a Boba Fett movie that tells a story we don't know, and I'm sure, Yoda is rich for, you could set up a whole different, set of Star Wars movies based with Yoda in them because he's that old. But I don't know.
As long as the Boba Fett's movie, like him spending a couple of years in the Sarlacc pit, then I'm fine.
He's just chilling. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. It's Weekend in the Sarlacc pit. It's like a comedy. And I know I'm being a little hypocritical when I'm like, I've already seen all this. I don't want to see him, but like, I'll take a Darth Vader movie. It's only because I saw the last minute and a half of Rogue One, and it was literally the best thing I've ever seen in the Star Wars movie. So
yeah,
hey.
Rogue One is just such a great one-off movie.
Well, and to be fair, as much time as we've seen with Anakin, we've seen very little time with Vader, right? There's that whole 30-year span in between that Vader, it'd be cool to see a Vader story. Yoda, I mean, yeah, we could see Yoda do some cool stuff, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not inspired. I think Boba Fett should have been the main villain in the Han Solo movie. I think that you could have killed two birds with one stone. It could have been awesome.
Yeah, but no, they want to try and split everybody up. Give them their own movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think they had a Leia movie in mind before Carrie Fisher died?
No, because, I mean, how do you make that story interesting, I guess? She's a princess, like, diplomat. Yeah, I guess you could... I mean, I guess you could have done, like, a cool side mission. You'd have to recast her, obviously, but... I don't know. She never had her cool ship, and she never... I mean, you'd have to really retcon a lot of stuff in there that make it real...
Yeah,
I mean, Princess Leia as a character is great, but... what she did before she was an active Rebel Alliance princess is, I don't know, is it? I mean, I'm sure the fine writers over at Lucasfilms could have whipped something up that'd be really cool, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, to me that'd be a little hard to start retconning in these amazing adventures of this princess who was a diplomat.
She was the combat pilot, and she did this fight. Alright, what else we got? Any more Star Wars here?
You know what? I had a friend just text me that he's very angry at Twitter for ruining GOT for him. So I guess that'll be our next story. Apparently Game of Thrones accidentally leaked themselves. I don't know. What's the next episode called? I can't even remember. I I really did no research for the show tonight. I apologize.
The world is going to end.
The dead will die or some shit. I don't remember.
Yeah, the dead wait.
Episode 6 of Game of Thrones got released in Spain by HBO. Somehow they accidentally put it on their HBO Go account, and a whole bunch of people saw it, and they immediately took it down. But an hour on the internet is like an eternity. So,
oh yeah, an hour on the internet. You might as well just like everything that you want or not want to be on there. If that was your life, is going to be on the internet in that hour.
And so, you know, people were assholes and immediately started making GIFs and screenshots and memes of something happens. Because one of my friends on Facebook was like, have you seen it yet? With like big eyes and like angry face. And I'm like, well, that's not good.
Probably don't like the Spaniards.
Probably Drogon turns into an ice dragon. We called it right here. If you're not watching our Game of Thrones show, you really should be. We have lots of fun, crazy predictions. But
yeah.
But anyway, this is a long way of saying if you don't want to know anything about Game of Thrones, if you see like anything about Game of Thrones, don't click on it. You can go to our Facebook. Me and Ryan screen every article before we post it, and we try and keep it as rific as possible, well, as rific, spoiler free as possible. And if there is a spoiler, we will tell you there's a spoiler. So Geek Dad Report is always a safe zone. But everywhere else, they're a bunch of fuckers, and they are trying to ruin shit for people.
We are the only source you can trust, 100%.
Ever. That should be our new slogan.
Yeah, we are not we are not out there to try and ruin it for you, because we want to enjoy it just as much as you guys do. And if we're going to talk about Game of Thrones really quick, I want to say that if you also check out our Facebook page, you can find out how to make yourself a cloak, just like Jon Snow or the Night's Watch cloak. They're actually made out of IKEA blankets. That you can go to IKEA, and they're like the sheepskin rug blankets, and IKEA found out that they were using them, and so they made instructions on how to make your own cloak, and they did it in the IKEA way with the guy, and he just like cuts out a hole and then just puts it on his head or puts it on his shoulders, and the final picture is like him wearing it, and he's got a beard and long hair and a sword.
That's hilarious.
It's snow falling. It's pretty awesome. So if you want to make yourself a Night's Watch or Jon Snow cloak, check out our Facebook page and go to IKEA for like $17 or something.
And if you post it, if you send us a picture of you wearing a Jon Snow cloak, we will put it on our social media accounts, and we will give you 5 stars because that's super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I need him to take a trip to IKEA. That'd be pretty cool. Speaking of, since we're on Game of Thrones news here, the last episode, Eastwatch, apparently smashed Game of Thrones' own record for most views on a premium channel. It's like 10.7 million. I think episode 4 got 10.2 million. So literally every episode they're breaking their old record. I think people are excited for the finale of Game of Thrones.
Well,
and that's with the episodes being released online by hackers.
It's pretty crazy because there's like people that I talk to at work now that know that we do like the Game of Thrones episodes. And before that, I had no idea they were even into anything like that. And so it's becoming such a huge worldwide phenomenon. It's like I have cousins that I never would have expected that are into it, and it's something for everyone. So.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones, man. It's the best show on TV and possibly ever. And anyway, well, me and Ryan would like to give a shout out to everybody who does watch our Game of Thrones episodes. They are some of our most viewed episodes ever, especially on Facebook. You guys seem to really like them on Facebook, so we'll keep putting them up there. But if you do like it, quick shameless plug here, feel free to share it, like it, talk about it, because all it does is it helps us get more, more people involved, and then it just makes the conversation that much funner. So, anyway. Thank you for watching if you have, and we really appreciate it. We've got 2 more episodes coming your way, and they're going to be doozies.
You're going to be more than doozies.
I'm even going out of town, and I'm flying home Monday just so I can get back on this show to talk about Game of Thrones.
Well,
and from all the angry emojis I'm seeing about the episode, people, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Shocker.
I can't wait for it.
Their penultimate episodes are always massively big, so we'll see. And if you don't know what penultimate is, you're not alone. I didn't even know what that was for a while. Apparently, it's the episode before the season finale.
Yeah, usually something really big happens, and then the season finale is kind of what brings it all together and sets up the stage for the next season.
Yep. So Game of Thrones, only 8 episodes left. Period. Ever. Which means we have 8 awesome episodes of the Geek Dad Report. Game of Thrones reviews to bring you. Speaking of giant mega shows on cable, The Walking Dead has had some fun, interesting developments over the last week. The first one being that their creator has signed a massive
billion, I don't think he's doing for billions, but
multi-creative. He's fucking signed on to do a bunch of different shit for Amazon. How about that? I can't find words today.
They're producers, a couple of executive producers, one of the other co-creators. Yes, they're all doing a multi-prong lawsuit because Frank Durban.
Hang on. That's 2 separate stories. You jumped the ship. First one I'm talking about is Robert Kirkman signed a multi-creative fucking idea deal with Amazon in the streaming wars that is going on. So will that affect The Walking Dead? Probably not. But the fact that his attention is now being basically owned by Amazon probably
Amazon
more future expansions for Walking Dead type shows on AMC.
Well, Amazon they get first look rights. So if he comes up with an idea, like anything whatsoever, Amazon gets to see, they get to see it first, and if they don't like it, then he's free to pitch it wherever he wants. But Amazon now has first look rights on everything.
Pretty sure Amazon is going to take whatever his first looks deal things he makes is going to be. Whatever. Ouch. Mm-hmm. But sorry, I got something in my eye there for a second. But the big news with him, and we're going to talk more about the streaming wars in a little bit, so don't think we're going to ignore that because there's a lot of streaming shit going on this week. But the big deal with Walking Dead is Robert Kirkman, a whole bunch of Frank Durban, a whole bunch of executive producers, one of the old showrunners, pretty much everybody, but it seems like the actors have filed a lawsuit against AMC that could total over $1 billion. In financial payments.
Well, it's because AMC has
been shortchanging the shit out of everybody.
The way all the media companies are made now, they're vertical. So they buy out one company, and they buy out all the different layers. And so instead of paying someone to do one thing or someone to do another thing, it's all vertical. So it's everything's within the company. So essentially, they're not really a profit. And
not all the time.
Profit and loss and stuff like that.
A lot of it depends on which shows. So, for instance, they use Mad Men and Breaking Bad, which are AMC shows, but they were made by somebody else and then distributed, right? So, basically what happens is the value of the show and how much per episode you can charge has a lot to do with ratings, and there's a lot of things. I mean, the more popular a show, the more you can charge to have that show air, right? Mm-hmm. And so basically, with The Walking Dead, they do that one all in-house. So a lot of distributors HBO does it in-house, but for instance, Breaking Bad, that was shot by AMC and distributed I think by somebody else, or shot by somebody else and distributed, but there was 2 parties involved. So that show got huge ratings, and so we got the amount of money per episode skyrocketed, and so that amount of money per episode is what the people like the creators and the showrunners, they usually get a percent. So I think Robert Kirkman gets 5% of the total of every episode of Walking Dead. The showrunner gets like 2.5%, 7%. The executive producers get 1%. So with percentages, the more money a show can make, obviously the more money they're going to earn. Well, what's happened is The Walking Dead is getting peanuts per episode. They were saying that a show as highly rated as it is should be getting upwards of 300 times more than what AMC is currently paying, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why this number looks like to be $1 billion, because this has been going on from day one. Basically, AMC is reporting way less money for the show. They're supposed to accurately report what the show is worth, but they're saying, it's only worth this much money. well, they're lying because they're also, they're making it, distributing, producing it, the whole ball of.
Yeah, that's the vertical structure that I was talking about.
Yep, and of course they're all saying things like, "Oh, it's all a wash because of this and because of no, it's legal for we don't want to pay you your money, and we've been making a shit ton of cash off you." Yeah,
the CEO's been buying up a lot of fun shit.
Well, and if my me and Ryan's super in-depth and very knowledgeable inside peek of this did not explain everything for you, we actually shared it. The Hollywood Reporter did a really interesting write-up on everything that's going on. They explained it much better than we could. But,
yes.
So if you don't feel like
you on our Facebook page.
Yeah, so if you listen to what we just said and we're like, I'm even more confused now than I was 5 minutes ago, then we suggest you go. Basically, the short of the deal is that everybody involved with this, except for AMC, has been getting fucked on the royalties. So, if you want to see how the sausage is made, you should go over to that and check it out. It's a really interesting read if you want to kind of behind the scenes look at what goes on at major studios and how everybody is pretty much out to just fuck each other, no matter how creative or great things are. All right, well, since we were talking about the streaming wars, should we dive into some streaming war news?
Yeah, let's do that.
Number one, Netflix apparently is $20 billion in debt.
Big surprise.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't just have $20 billion laying around, so all this new content we get, they basically taken out loans and said, hey, we're going to base it off our subscribers we're going to get from all this content. I mean, I'm not worried. I'm sure Netflix will pay off in the end for them. But that's a large number. When you see some of these bills that some of these major studios owe, you're just like, holy Jesus. I mean, you're talking like Batman v Superman is going to end up costing like $700 million. And they don't make a penny back from that at all until the movie comes out. So that's a big loan.
I just wonder how much Justice League is going to end up costing.
Oh, God, probably $1 billion. They're going to need to make $2 billion to make their money back.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's good.
But for Netflix's sake, just keep making Marvel shows. And we'll see how the Will Smith movie turns out.
Right, that looks so good. And I think Death Note comes out soon, too. And Stranger Things is coming out. Season 2.
Yeah. But it's just weird because there's no advertisements or anything like that. It's just they gotta get people to sign up to want to watch it.
That is one area I think Netflix could do a better job of, is just a little bit of advertisement. I don't mean like commercials during the shows because we all love the fact they don't have them, but just advertising the shows. I mean, nobody ever knows when anything's coming out. You're just like, oh, is this any good? I should try it. It's considering how much money they spend per episode on some of these shows, you think they would put a little more advertising behind it, but apparently they just like word of mouth. But speaking of Netflix and making Marvel shows, apparently last week we said that Disney is pulling all their shit from Netflix, and next year, 2019, they'll launch their own streaming service. Well, Netflix has immediately gone into negotiations with Disney to try and keep their Star Wars and Marvel properties on their channel. That is obviously really smart of Netflix, but it is only a matter of time. If the Disney streaming app works well, it's only a matter of time before we get a Star Wars streaming service, a Marvel streaming service. So everybody get ready to just pony up the money because everything is going to be streaming. Everything. It's going to be streaming in 10 years.
So do you think that's going to make the cable company change how they work?
Well, yeah, of course, because think about it. If you're paying $6.99 for CBS, piggybacking on what we just said, Disney has already announced that they're going to be launching an ESPN streaming app. I don't know what that includes. I kind of joked about if it's going to include NFL games will be in, but NFL airs on a lot of different channels. And the NFL has a monster deal with cable companies because of the fact that it's one of the few things that people still subscribe to cable for. And so I don't know how that's going to play out. TV. But think about it. If CBS All Access app works, and Disney works, and Netflix works, and we haven't even mentioned in the news, Apple apparently has committed $1 billion to new content for an upcoming streaming service. So Apple wants to get maybe not necessarily streaming, but into their iTunes network. I'm guessing it's probably going to be some kind of a subscription-based service that you can probably team up with Apple Music. You'll get Apple Music, Apple Movies, Apple TV all together for probably $20 a month. And like I said, they are committing $1 billion to new content. $1 billion! And if anybody's got the money to make whatever they want to. It's freaking Apple. They got like $900 million in the freaking reserves.
Well, it's kind of like what we talked about last week. It's sadly there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to have to start falling by the wayside.
Yeah.
That I cannot have 20 different fucking subscriptions.
No, I agree. Well, and like I said, why do I need cable anymore at this point, right? You know, NFL, just launch your own NFL streaming service, make us pay $300 a year to watch any NFL game we want, and then we'll just get with everything else, you know?
Yeah.
That's where it's going. But yes, to your point, everything is going streaming. It is going to happen. Because, I mean, we've already talked about DC's talking about their own streaming service. I mean, I would pay for a DC streaming service where I could watch nothing but DC animated shows. If they made a few original content. Same with Marvel. I mean, would you pay money for a Marvel content where it had nothing but new animated shows, Marvel movies? I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to quit buying Blu-rays, though, because what's the point? If I got to pay $10 a month for 50 different subscribers, why buy Blu-rays? It'll just all be online.
Yeah, just wait.
So if you take the factor of how much money I spent on Blu-rays for my kids out of the equation, then yeah, sure, it might be worth it.
Yeah, you could probably get 2-3 subscriptions just from not buying Blu-rays.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, moving on since we're talking about Marvel, I guess we can talk about a few things coming up from Marvel here. Daredevil Season 3 apparently has been is going to happen. Apparently they start shooting late October for a early 2018 release, so we're definitely getting another season of Daredevil, which is awesome. I'm
so excited.
It's my favorite show on the Neflix series.
Yeah, that's my top one.
Speaking of Netflix series, The Defenders is coming out, let's see, in about 3 hours. You get to watch the first episodes of The Defenders.
For me, it's about now.
Damn it. So jealous. So all of you don't have to work tomorrow. You can sit up tonight and watch The Defenders. Me and Ryan are going to do a full review we were talking about earlier, so if you guys wanted to hear our thoughts on it, we're not going to do a per episode thing because we're not sure exactly when we're going to binge watch it all, but
it's hard to do it.
Yeah. Why? Because you know what? We don't have like 100,000 views on our Game of Thrones episodes. Then we could just do this full time, and we would have tomorrow. We'd have a full Defenders review for you guys. But you know, I'm just saying. When Ryan was talking about earlier at the beginning of the show about people doing their parts, we're just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah, and if your uncle is Bill Gates, and you want to, get us cash to start start doing this full time, we appreciate that too.
Yeah, we'll sell out quick too, so just let us know.
We'll sell out faster than you could think.
Like, what do you guys think about sell or like sold? We even talked about dollar amount. Who cares? But we are going to do a full Defenders episode where we break down all 8 episodes, talk about it, how we feel. We're gonna do that probably the Monday following our last Game of Thrones episode. So when we review the season finale of Game of Thrones, the following week we'll do a full hour-long episode about the Defenders. So check it out, watch it, get ready. You got 2 weeks to watch all 8 episodes, but from what I'm hearing, the first 4 are kind of slow, but the back 4 are really good. Pretty much like all Netflix shows.
Yeah.
Let's see. We talked about Daredevil. Oh, yeah, Jessica Jones is currently shooting. Apparently, this is a little bit of a spoiler, so if you want to know nothing about Season 2 of Jessica Jones, turn away in 3, 2, 1. David Tennant is coming back as the Purple Man.
Didn't he get killed?
He did. She snapped his neck, so it'll be a little interesting to see how they bring him back.
Must be like flashbacks.
I don't think it's flashback. Apparently, he's going to be the main villain.
What?
So yeah, Kilgrave is coming back, and it sounds like he may be the main villain in Season 2, which, you know what? He was really good, so part of me is like, yes. The other part of me is like, come on.
Part of me, that was my favorite part of the show is Kilgrave.
I know, but kind of been there, done that a little bit, so I hope the whole season isn't the same exact thing as Season 1, but hey, whatever. Yeah. Apparently me and you are one of the few people who thought that this isn't the best show ever, I guess.
Yeah, it was my least favorite.
Yeah. I loved Iron Fist. Screw all you Iron Fist haters. You need to get Iron Fisted. How about that?
Alright, so for me it goes Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. I'm willing to bet Punisher will probably be in the top 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Defenders, top 4. I don't know. We'll see.
Defenders has potential to be. I actually really liked Iron Fist. I have no reasonable explanation. I have no justifiable reason for liking as much as I did. Some of the writing was
enjoyed
terrible. The kung fu was really bad at times. But I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I liked it so much, but
I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
I know. Because I like Luke Cage
Way
was a
more than
much
Jessica
better
Jones.
series, but I really liked Iron Fist. Iron Fist is my second favorite show, and I don't know why.
I think it's because he's so naive sometimes.
He was so... He was kind of really bad, too, but it was... You know what this show was? It was one of those shows that was totally craptastic. Like, it was a crappy series, but it was really enjoyable. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Punisher, apparently John Berthenol was in a recent interview, and they're asking him how the show's going along, and what does he think, and apparently he brought up one little tidbit that he had to really fight the showrunner to keep the Punisher from being too likable. They kept trying to make him more heroic and more of a sympathetic character, and he's like, no! This man goes around and murders everybody. He's a serial killer psychopath. Yeah. He should never be really that likable.
Yeah. You should like what his end game is, but you shouldn't like the process of it.
It's gonna be like watching Breaking Bad with machine guns the whole time.
Essentially.
So I don't know.
That's a great way of putting it.
Like with you, I mean, honestly, his 4-episode arc, his first 4 episodes that he was on Daredevil Season 2, still is the best thing on Netflix. It was so good. So
1 penny,
good.
2 penny.
Yeah,
what was it? 1 penny, 2 penny. Something.
No, it was... You know what? You're driving me nuts. I actually posted that one day on my Facebook page. I'm going to look it up. Here, talk about something.
So... Other than that, let's see, we have Daredevil. I wonder, have we had anything about who the villain's going to be for Daredevil?
Season 3?
No. Yeah.
Oh, what was it? No, it was like 1 penny. It was like penny and dime.
Yeah, 1 penny, a penny and a dime. No. And then he like shoots someone in the face.
Keep talking.
So let's see. So Punisher. What are we going to do about him?
1 batch, 2 batch, penny and dime.
1 batch, 2 batch, penny and a dime.
We were almost there. We're pulling the thread. Who's going to be the dead villain? I don't know. I don't know. Daredevil's got a lot of really good villains to pull from, so I'm not even going to speculate.
Fisk.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I think he should be in it, but my guess is, what I really want to know is who they're going to introduce, because Daredevil seems to be the series where they introduce new heroes. So I'm kind of anxious to see who the next person. A lot of rumors about Moon Knight possibly being brought in. I would love to see Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. be brought in, because he was, dude, God, Ghost Rider. Robbie Reyes and Ghost Rider
driving in New York in his car.
Was so fucking awesome. It was amazing.
That would be rad.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. God, I can't wait for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come back. Last season was so good on that show.
Yeah, but there's going to be no Ghost Rider. Is there going to be more Ghost Rider in this one?
Probably not.
I hope.
No. We need Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider needs his own Netflix series. Which is, you know what? See, damn it. This is why we need Marvel streaming service, because then they just make all these shows. Apparently, one show that is coming...
But none of them will be connected.
That's true. Apparently, one show that is coming that's really not connected, that a lot of people are skeptical is the Marvel Inhumans, and apparently the news is that the showrunner
took a big old dump on everything, right? That's what he did.
Yeah, basically they were asking him why they hired him, and he said because I can make things cheap and fast. And he said
that's
good.
What she said.
Yeah, they said good because that's what we're looking for. So the Inhumans. So if you've watched a trailer like we have and thought to yourself, wow, that looks really cheap and like fastly made, well, it's because it was cheap and fastly made. I do not have any expectations for this show to be any good at all.
Why can't they put the effort into the shows that they do for the movies?
Because it's 2 different divisions running it.
Mm.
One is being ran by Ike Perlmutter, the notoriously cheap head of Marvel Comics, and the other is ran by Kevin Feige, who had to go to Disney and threaten to quit before they split those into 2 different divisions that he had control over.
That's true. Or was the other one that old guy?
Yeah, Ike Perlmutter.
The toy guy.
Yeah.
So that's the old toy guy.
He's the same guy who said that girls don't buy toys, which is why we don't have any girl toys anywhere. Anyway, but whatever. But hey, we're running a little long, so do you want me to knock out the rest of the news with Pop Hurry? We got a few things. I'll just knock it out quick.
Just blast it.
All right, rapid fire.
Do some super whiskey nipple on this thing.
Yeah, super whiskey nipples. If you have something you want to talk about, just raise your little hand and we'll discuss it. ABC has ordered a live-action Jetson remake. You know what? Here's what I want you to... Actually, here's what I want. If it's a story you like, thumbs up. If it's stories you don't like, give me a thumbs down and like a fart noise or something like that, all right? All right, there we go. It's exactly what I feel. Jetsons... Hey, come on, guys. Be better than that. You can find better properties here. Doctor Strange is apparently... They've ruined it. Doctor Strange is part of Thor Ragnarok. They just made a new international trailer, and he's in it. It's a double thumbs fart noise down from the Geek Dad Report. This is why you should be like Jeff and not watch any trailers anymore, like me and Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
We're adopting that. All right, Indiana Jones Land is coming to Disney World.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a rumor. Who knows? I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm in. Indiana Jones is awesome.
Do it.
Ben Affleck has said that Justice League will feature a more traditional Batman, which I'm guessing means less bat murder. I don't care. Batman murdering people has never really been that big of a deal for me.
I thought it was good.
Super Troopers 2 has a release date. Well, kind of unofficially, but it's official. 4/20/2018. Meow. Toke it up. I live in Washington. Come party with me. Woo, woo, woo.
God.
Hey, the rest of you states need to get on board with that legal weed. Not that I know anything about that. I'm just saying, hypothetically, you should get on board with that legal weed.
I know. I'm like the most old man now. I don't touch any of that stuff. Oh. But back in college...
You should get on board with the legal weed.
Yeah.
In case my bosses are watching, I don't partake. But you should totally do it. Gremlins 3 apparently is going to happen. There's a script done, and it's dark as shit, and apparently they want to kill Gizmo. I want to see it, but don't you fucking kill my Gizmo, you bastards.
Yeah, don't fuck with Gizmo, assholes.
Gizmo's amazing. License to Drive, the hit 88 comedy that starred Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, and Heather Graham is getting a reboot with an all-female cast. So we're not, just so we're clear, we're not giving a thumbs down because of the female cast. We're giving a thumbs down because, fuck you, don't remake that movie. It was barely a good movie in the 80s. I mean, I really enjoyed it as a kid, but...
No one cares.
No one cares. Let's see here. Ozark Season 2 has been renewed. Ryan knows nothing about that. I'm going to say way thumbs up over Neflix. We're going to talk about that in our recommendations. Tom Cruise has broken his ankle, and Mission Impossible 6 will be on hiatus for 4 months. I like Tom Cruise. All you Tom Cruise haters can suck it. I will say, hopefully this injury will make him rethink his Scientology views in life.
Edge of Tomorrow is amazing.
Oh, I wonder if this means mustache skate will be over for Superman. Now that he doesn't have to go back for 4 months, maybe he could shave his mustache.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Let's see here. Captain Marvel is getting a rewrite. The whole entire script is getting rewritten.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, whatever. Marvel pulls their shit together at all times. David Tennant, who we just talked about, and Michael Starr, who is... what is he best known for? I don't know. He's a good actor. You know if you saw
that one thing.
Yeah, he's known for that thing. Apparently, they're going to star in Good Omens, an angel and demon show written by Neil Gaiman, also known for American Gods and other great things. Yeah. Woohoo! Any Neil Gaiman is a good Neil Gaiman. Count me in.
It's an angel and demon.
Apparently they're buddies. They're trying to keep.
Yeah, they're buddies, and they're trying to prevent the next.
Have you read this?
Apocalypse. No, but I know.
Well, yeah, apparently they're trying to. It's the end of the world, and they're trying to find the Antichrist before the apocalypse comes.
Yeah.
This sounds amazing. Hopefully, it's on HBO. If it's on Showtimes or something else, I'll subscribe. This sounds great.
Yeah.
Hopefully, just one little note: can we get a little less wiener than we get in American Gods? A lot of wiener in that show. I mean, whatever. But, the boob to wiener ratio is way off in American Gods.
Okay, Brian, think of Game of Thrones.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We got a long ways to go. We have seen way more boobs over the last 40 years than wieners. So I get it from the female perspective. The wiener ratio needs to level out more. But we do have a lot of wieners in American Gods. So I'm just saying, Good Omens, maybe a little less wiener. We could still have a 60-40 wiener to boob ratio, but somewhere in there. I think that'd be great.
Yeah. put a good whiskey nipple right in the middle, and
Yeah,
we're good.
a little super whiskey nipple.
Yes. And
Anyway, Justice League, apparently the rumor is that it was deemed unwatchable before Joss Whedon shot reshoots. I'm going to call that fucking fake news.
lies.
I think people just hate DC and they just want to talk all this shit about it. I do think that Joss Whedon is going to do a lot of changing to certain things. I think you're definitely going to see a movie that visually looks like a Zack Snyder movie, but spiritually is going to feel like a Joss Whedon movie, which I think is really cool.
It'd be nice.
All these people keep texting me. Sorry, people. Got all these stupid beeps. I'm silencing my phone right now. Let's see here. Moving on. What do we got? Lastly, I hate to say
It's the last bit of
'cause
news.
Yeah, it's the last bit of news. Well, there's two stories. I don't want to end on a down note. New Terminator movie's coming back in 2018. Arnold's going to return as apparently the original prototype for the T-800. I don't know, whatever. Who cares? I love Arnold. And
make the Legend of Conan.
We were talking about Joss Whedon earlier. Apparently, one of the big things he did is lighten the mood for Cyborg. Apparently, Cyborg's character was really kind of dark, which actually makes a lot of sense considering he lost his entire body in an explosion.
Yeah, you got a mother box living inside of you.
Yeah, but whatever. Apparently, Joss Whedon lightened his character up a little bit. I don't know, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm excited. I'll be first in line to go see Justice League in November. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I still think the release date's stupid. It's like 3 weeks after Ragnarok and 2 weeks before Last Jedi. What the hell are you doing? But lastly, I hate to end the show on a sour note, but we had another stunt person die. This is the second stunt person we've had die in the last, couple months. We had the one on The Walking Dead that missed his jump and perished. Well, I don't have her name ready, so I feel bad, but Deadpool 2, one of she was a first-time stunt woman. Apparently she was a motorcycle riding expert, but motorcycle stunt went wrong, and she unfortunately passed away, so... it sucks. It's dangerous business. I mean, but this is definitely, I think this is something with movies wanting to. People don't like to see blue screen or green screen special effects. They like to see real stunts. But the movies.
This is why they don't do them.
Well, and the movies are getting crazier and crazier. So I mean, in this week alone, you had, you had this girl die on. God damn it! Quit
Deadpool 2. What is going on?
God, I got some friends on a chat that are just lighting it up, and it keeps dinging on my goddamn computer because it's connected to my phone.
We're trying to connect with our viewers right now.
Whatever. Anyway, so this is the, we had the Walking Dead death. We had this death. Tom Cruise broke his ankle. I feel like they're going to have to start really looking into some of these stunts and really figuring out maybe hopefully something good comes out of this in the stunt industry. They don't have a ton of deaths, so I feel like they are fairly safe. These are probably a few isolated incidents, but hopefully they kind of look at it and maybe reevaluate a few of their safety standards. We don't. God knows you don't. We love movies, but we don't want to see people dying in them.
Mm-hmm.
And
so may the force be with you.
What?
I said, may the force be with you, lady.
Yeah, thank you. Good journeys. May the force be with you. And yeah, it sucks. Anyway, and lastly. Ducktales, which we and Ryan are going to talk about here in a second.
Yes.
If you watched the season premiere like we did, two things you learned from it. One, it sucks that we're not going to get more until the end of September. Lame. Yeah. And two, apparently there was a whole ton. I missed a lot of them, but there was a whole bunch of Easter eggs that may give us a little bit of a look into what Disney has planned for the future of Disney XD.
Yeah, so I tried to catch as many as I could.
Well, most of them were on the board. I forget her name, but the little girl duck who is friends with Huey and Dewey. Webigail. She had her little board of conspiracies, and they were all tied in. And so most of those little hints came from that board. If you don't know what I'm talking about, back in the day in the 90s, Disney had the Disney block of cartoons when you came home. I think it was every Friday after school. Mm-hmm. And you got some. It was the Disney afternoon block, and you got a lot of really good shows like Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Tailspin, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Disney really in the 90s when there was there was some really good cartoons, but there was some that were really bad. And Disney showed up with these like almost superhero reimagining of some of their properties, and they were fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who grew up in the 80s and 90s will talk. I mean, this is one of the best parts of our childhood, watching stuff like Ducktales. I know me and Ryan were so excited when this came back, partially because of this. Well, the show, if you watch the premiere, it kind of hints to all these different things. So me and Ryan had a couple fun things for you guys. We figured for our segment tonight, our special segment tonight, that we would, first of all, give you our review of Ducktales, and then talk about maybe the future and if Disney is going to be bringing back this Disney animation block. And if so, what shows would we like to come back? And maybe even what shows, cartoons from the 90s, that we think deserve a remake or a reboot. So first up, DuckTales premiered this last weekend on, it was a 2-hour or a 1-hour episode. It's 2 episodes kind of crammed into one for a season premiere of the series. Now, like I said, the series comes back, I think, September 22nd. So we got to wait a little while before we get any more. But what'd you think?
I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Oh, it was great.
My kids loved it. They were laughing, and sitting with me. I think they've watched it at least 2 or 3 times since. Mm-hmm. I love the animation style. It's
so
not
glad
for
they didn't
everyone.
go 3D. I'm so glad they didn't go 3D. I love 3D animation like Pixar, but DuckTales was a 2-dimensional cartoon, and I'm glad that they went 2-dimensional. Now, the artwork is a little bit different than we're used to, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Well, and I mean, obviously the voices aren't going to be the same. The characters are slightly, especially Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they're not the same. I mean, they still cause trouble and stuff like that, but they cause trouble in a way that's more 2017.
The show is very definitely updated for the times. I mean, there's still a few things that are very dated, but they do a good job of making it like you said, a 2017 show versus a 1990s.
Yes. And you still got Glongold.
Yeah. You have all the characters.
Seen this. I didn't see the Beagle Boys.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't showed up yet. Well, here's the thing I really liked about this is they kept the entire spirit. It's been a long time since I watched the original DuckTales. I want to say the pilots are very similar, but they kept the spirit of the show exactly the same. Like, this is, in all essence, this is a true faithful reboot of the original series. I mean, the characters kind of intermingle the same way. It's the story, if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, no spoilers, but, Donald Duck has a job interview and needs somebody to watch the kid, so he takes him to his uncle, who happens to be Scrooge McDuck, the richest, most crazy adventurer in the whole world. And, the kids end up going on an adventure with him, and all become family. And
they're going to solve mysteries and make history.
Rewrite history. Oh.
Rewrite history. It seems like Donald Duck is going to play a lot more bigger role than he did on the original show.
Well, I like how they changed his backstory a little bit. Instead of just being the nephew of Scrooge, he also was his sidekick.
Yeah. Well, and what did you think about the big cliffhanger?
Do we want to talk about it, or do we want to let that go?
That's really spoilery.
Okay, you know what? We're going to spoil it because it's a cartoon. So if you don't want to know anything, me and Ryan right now are just going to say, go watch it. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. If you grew up on DuckTales, you're going to love it. If you didn't grow up on DuckTales, you can totally watch it with your kids, and they'll love it. If you have no kids, I say still watch it, especially if you're watching. Maybe get some gummy bears from the weed store and just sit down and watch DuckTales. It'll be amazing. But anyway, so spoilers, full spoilers coming now. Yeah, the fact that not only was Donald the sidekick of Scrooge, but also so was Huey, Louie, and Dewey's
mom
was part of the adventures.
They never address the mysterious parents of the ducks. I mean, I guess maybe they flew off. We don't know. But at least it seems like this time around they're going to be addressing that there is actually a mom, at least.
Well, what's cool about it is they took all the original things about the show that we loved. They took that, and now they're starting to layer in a deeper story behind it all, which I think is great. I was really impressed with this. They could have easily just mailed it in and just done it exactly the same that was successful when we were younger.
I liked the big first fight where they're accidentally opening up all the treasures and activating everything
Yeah,
and
that was great.
trying to like fix it, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse, and they kept hitting the gong.
And you find out his treasure. You find out his treasure vault his treasure thing is actually just his garage. Like,
yeah,
they're all checking out his garage. Well, I also liked how they showed like Scrooge McDuck, and originally he loved being Scrooge. He loved swimming in his money. Now he's just kind of a sad old lonely man, and he needs these kids as much as they need him, right? And I really, there was a lot of depth to this cartoon. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was funny. I laughed. Yeah. I actually laughed a lot of times, and my kids thought it was the greatest thing ever that I knew word for word the entire theme song.
Oh yeah, I was singing the whole thing with them, because we've been playing. We had the Ducktales game for Amazon Fire.
Nice.
So we've been playing it. It's just a remastered DuckTales. So it's the original Super Nintendo version. If you ever want to check it out, it's kind of the last level gets hard with the Amazon Fire remote, but it's still fine. But they've been playing that. So they love DuckTales, and that's really only their biggest exposure to it that they've been playing the video game. So, but more to the point. The episodes were great. I really liked it. And the kid asked me when's the next episode, and I they're going to have to wait a little while, but it's going to become our new Saturday thing. Yeah, I know.
It's a lot of fun. Like Ryan said, watch it with your kids. Both episodes are really good. Disney XD. We will let you guys know when it's coming back on in September, but if you have cable, just hit up the cable. Just talk to your remote now, which you can do at almost every provider, and ask it when DuckTales is, and it'll show back up. So check it out, DuckTales. Great show. As far as now going forward, as far as the animation block, what else would you like to see go along with this, or what other '90s cartoons would you like to see remade?
Does it have to be Disney?
Doesn't have to be Disney. I will say, let's put aside a couple of them because in some ways we've got them. Obviously, X-Men from the '90s was so good. We've gotten numerous X-Men shows since then, but that's a good one. Batman and Superman. Those three are like the holy grail of animation shows. So obviously, I think we both can safely say we'd love to see those come back. But
I'm going to say, how about Doug? That was a good one.
I like Doug.
But that was Nickelodeon. I'm trying to think of like the 90s.
Yeah, because I love superheroes, I want Gargoyles. That was a Disney show, and I want that back so bad.
Fucking loved Gargoyles.
Gargoyles. I want to see a movie. I want to see why isn't a comic book of Gargoyles. I want a T-shirt. If I can get a T-shirt of freaking Gargoyles. Gargoyles is one of the greatest properties Disney's ever done that is wildly successful, but for some reason still has yet to be redone. Bring me Gargoyles. Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Love Rescue Rangers. Gummy Bears.
Yeah, this is more Saturday morning, but I love Bobby's World.
Bobby's World was great, but was that 90s?
That was 90s.
That was a good show.
I remember being a kid and watching it every Saturday morning. That was like my favorite one. I don't know why, but
you know what show I definitely would not want to see make a comeback is, do you ever remember the MC Hammer cartoon where he had dancing shoes and they were alive? Don't ever bring that back. It was so bad.
Wow. Let's see. What about, they had that really crappy Beetlejuice show.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. You know, there was a lot of shows. I think Ghostbusters had one. They really licensed out everything they could think of for cartoons just to try and sell some toys in the early 90s.
Ninja Turtles is already back, so you don't really
that one's you can't really count that one. But I would love to see, I'd say Darkwing Duck, but Darkwing Duck is going to be in DuckTales.
Yes.
My guess is they're going to set that up as a spin-off because Darkwing Duck is Batman in Duckburg, basically.
What about Goof Troop? That was a good one.
I liked Goof Troop. I was never a huge fan of Goof Troop. I like Tailspin much more than I like Goof Troop. And like I said, I even really like the Gummy Bears more than I like Goof Troop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Goof Troop coming back if they kind of updated it the same way they did with DuckTales, honestly.
How about
Animaniacs?
I want Animaniacs to come back.
Yeah, that's already coming back. That show was amazing. Animaniacs. That was like the Warner Brothers block. They had Superman, Batman, and Animaniacs. It was so good.
I got my kids started watching it on Netflix. They fucking love it.
You know what? I'd love to see Tiny Toons come back. Tiny Toons had some... Do you remember the Tiny Toons movie? That was really good.
My favorite was the Daffy, not Daffy, but that duck when he was a baby and he was flushing stuff down the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Water go down the hole.
Water go down the hole. Water go down the hole. You know, it's not an animated show, but can we bring back dinosaurs?
The Not the Mama one?
Not the Mama! Do you know how that show ended?
Not the Mama.
I think I've talked about it on the show before. Do you know how that show ended?
I can't remember how it ended.
The show ended. The series finale was them looking into the sky and it was the asteroid.
Oh,
how
God.
fucked up is that?
Fucking assholes.
Fucking dicks. Anyway, unless you got anything else, I think that's kind of what we said. We're going to end that tonight on our What Would You Like to See from the 90s. If you guys have something you guys would like to see or brought back, let us know. We'll let our contacts know at Disney and Warner Brothers that we want them to bring them back.
And we'll ask for our commission. The typical 35%.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing major. All right, so moving on. Questions from the Faithful 50. We only had a couple this week, but as always, thank you guys who took a moment to send us a question. We appreciate it. Everybody who didn't send us a question, we're just going to pretend like you didn't have the internet service today. So we're good. Yeah. So first up, we got Jeff. He wants to know, what is the first CD we ever remember buying? He says his was Offspring, Smash, and Green Day Dookie. First of all, those are both fantastic albums.
Yes.
And I am slightly older than you, apparently.
Okay. The first CD I personally bought was Pearl Jam. And I want to say it was either the Offspring or same thing. Jeff and I went to the same middle school. So, obviously, a lot of the same music was what everybody was listening to. So, I think mine was Pearl Jam and I think it was the Offspring Smash. Or maybe Sublime.
I bought 2 albums.
I can't remember.
My first 2 CDs were Metallica Black.
Oh.
Anyway, and such a great. I had to buy that album 3 times because my family found it. They would break it because they were all super Christian. Yeah. But you know what's funny is I bought that and I bought the Judgment Night soundtrack, which is fucking amazing. But they never broke that because they had no idea that it was nothing but like heavy metal and rap groups screaming "fuck" at the top of their lungs. It was so great.
Yeah, my neck hurts.
Oh, dude.
A slight headbanging.
Oh God, Enter Sandman. Is there a better song in the universe than Enter Sandman?
No.
No.
I don't think so. Anything for like if you played sports or you need like a good workout.
Oh God.
I mean, anytime Enter the Sandman comes on, just like.
Metallica, and then later after Metallica was Korn for me working out. Oh, God. Are you ready? Yeah, now I listen to Taylor Swift all day. It's been a nice transition in life. I need to go buy the Judgment soundtrack again. I'm not even rethink my life. All right. Thank you, Jeff. That's a great question. We appreciate it. And as always, we'd love to hear anybody else. What was your first CD you guys bought? We'd love to hear. No judgment here. If it was Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby... That's a good song. Terrible album, but good song.
You got a good jam.
All right, and lastly, Josh wants to know, will the Iron Fist be making an appearance in Infinity Wars? And if not, why not?
Because they don't connect.
Because Marvel, for all their "it's all connected" lie, it does not connect. We can't even get the Iron Fist on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. You can't get anything on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Which is ridiculous. The fact that Coulson, who's like in charge of finding superhumans, has not heard about this guy dressed up as a devil in Hell's Kitchen.
The guy who created the Avengers.
The guy who hangs out with the Avengers.
In the movies, essentially assembled the Avengers. Personally did it.
He can't even get Agent 13 on there.
Can't even connect them. No. Bastards.
So, yeah, is the Iron Fist going to be in Avengers Infinity War? Probably not. There is always a possibility. They said there's 60 heroes in this. There's a possibility that they could be trolling us all, and maybe we get the Neflix heroes in there. Hell, maybe even Coulson or Daisy Quake or somebody gets in there. But right now we're going to say probably not, because they've said it's because of scheduling, it's because of whatever. I think they just don't want to deal with the headache of trying to connect them all, which I think is bullshit, because CW, yeah, fart noises. CW does that shit all the time with all their shows. I mean, fucking Arrow just pops in on Legends of Tomorrow. He just shows up one day. He's like, hey, guys, what's up?
They got Arrow dudes.
For everything Marvel has done right, this is something that they are fucking not doing right. And we are judging the shit out of you. See, this is my judgy eyes. I'm fucking washing your shit, Marvel. Get your shit together. Justice League, gonna be awesome. Woo! You know what's gonna be awesome? Batman versus Harley Quinn. Are we gonna review that? Have we gotten our copy yet?
I don't know yet. We'll have to find out, because I got no emails from it. So,
well, anyway, that's a little look in the sausage. Ryan needs to get his shit together. God damn it, Ryan.
Sorry. Put some more meat in the grinder.
Meat in the grinder. We need some sheep bladder or whatever the hell they use that shit with. All right, moving on.
What kind of fucking sausages are you making?
I don't know. I don't make sausage. I buy them at the store and just throw them in the oven. You know what? If we ever get like an
Wait, you throw your sausages in the oven?
Well, on the stove. Shut up. All right, moving on. What's next? What are we talking about here?
Recommendations?
Recommendations. Hey, final segment of the night, everybody. What you should or shouldn't waste your time doing this week. Ryan, as always, would you like to go first?
I would. I kind of teased it earlier, but we have some friends at a small company that goes by the name of Quizney. No.
Is that like Quiznos?
Disney. And this is the new Disney book that's coming out. Look at that. It's Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit. If you guys don't know who Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is, you don't know crap about Disney, and that's why you need this book.
He's the original Disney mascot.
This is the OG. So, basically, this book it talks about all the, I think it was about 26 shorts that they had. This book the artwork is super awesome. We got pictures from the animated, and then they kind of just talk about like each episode. He just like some of the images and stuff. But they talk about each one. They kind of go into detail, about exactly what happens, because a lot of them were still actually the silent films. So there's no speaking or anything like that. This is just way back in the day, So the book is super solid. I love the side binding. It's kind of like blue felty kind of feel. It's really thick, and you can tell that the lettering's really bold. So I enjoyed the heck out of this. I read it with my kids, and they were like, "Who's that? That's not Mickey Mouse. Why does Mickey Mouse look weird?" I'm like, "It's Oswald the Bunny." It's like,
it's pretty cool. If you guys don't know the story of Oswald the Bunny, you should check it out. Honestly, Oswald directly led into Mickey Mouse, because Disney's first deal he signed with, I don't remember who it was, but they retained the rights to Oswald.
The Winkler Company or something.
And they would not let him take Oswald with him, so he created Mickey Mouse because he lost the rights to Oswald, and the reason why he formed his own studio and never sold again to anybody else is because of his experiences with Oswald the Bunny. So if you like Mickey Mouse or like going to Disneyland, you can directly thank Oswald the Bunny for all of that.
Yes. So the book is not out yet. It comes out on sale on August 27th, and it'll set you back $40, which is actually not a lot considering the value that you get out of this. For anyone who's like a big Disney fan, I would highly suggest this book. I read about 5 or 6 of the different shorts, and I learned a hell of a lot more about Oswald than I ever had before, because I knew a little bit about the character, but I didn't know a lot of the in-depth stuff. So this really gives you a whole other layer into what exactly Walt Disney was creating. So I definitely recommend you go get it, probably in your bookstores, August 27th. check it out.
Yeah, and on a side note, Disney made a video game. I forget what it was called, but basically you played as Mickey Mouse, and your opponent, so the villain, Mickey Mouse had to go into the Disney, like, you know, animation world, and things were getting changed in a race. You couldn't figure out what it was. Well, you find out later that Oswald was the villain, and he had stolen a magic brush and was redoing. He was mad that he wasn't the spokesperson of Disney because Disney got the rights back to Oswald years ago, and so he was the main villain in the story, and Mickey had to fight Oswald for who was really the champion. I would love to see that in like an hour long, you know, or half hour, 45-minute actual movie. That'd be a great story.
That'd be rocking.
Yeah,
I would totally watch that.
Unfortunately, I heard the game was really bad, so I never played it. But I thought the story was amazing. I would love to see that. So, all right, cool. I'll keep it short. My recommendation this week is the Ozarks on Netflix. I have only watched the first couple episodes, but it is fantastic. It's got Justin Bateman and Laura Linney, and basically the story follows a guy who is a money launderer, and he launders money from the mafia. Well, not the mafia, sorry, the drug cartel. And shit kind of goes sideways, and he ends up, for reasons that I won't say on the show because you should definitely watch it, he ends up having to go to the Ozarks. There's this lake down there, kind of in the middle of nowhere in Missouri, and he's got to launder $500 million worth of money over 5 years, or the mafia or the drug cartel is going to kill him. So it is really good, and I've heard good things about it. Like we said earlier in the show, it's been renewed for season 2 already. It sucked me in the first episode. It's got a little bit of a Breaking Bad feel to it, but not quite as dark. And it's a good show, man. I would highly recommend this. The acting is superb. The action is great. I check it out. It's very intriguing, and the first episode was 60 minutes, and it felt like about 20, and I could not. Unfortunately, it was already really late, or else I would have just kept play to the next one.
Yeah.
So, the Ozarks on Netflix. If you've heard it's good, they are not lying. It is a very good show. Check it out. Available now.
Awesome.
Binge watch the whole thing. 10 episodes.
I'm sadly going to have to wait until after I finish The Defenders.
Yeah, well, this is a show I'm watching with my wife. I'm sure your wife or everybody who's wives out there would probably watch it with them. So if you're looking for a show to watch with your significant other, this is universal appeal, where The Defenders may not.
No, not for my family.
All right. Well, anything else?
If you would like to find the Geek Dad Report, you can find us on Twitter at the Geek Dad Report, Brian West at Brian West 53, and I am Big Booster. We are on YouTube and Facebook, and find us on Podhell Media or podhell.com. We are also on iTunes, so please leave us a 5-star rating, a comment, give us a big thumbs up on YouTube, and subscribe. And please just subscribe to all of our stuff. Give us good ratings and comments, and then we can get more people into the GDR army.
Not that we don't appreciate we love each and every one of you guys, but I would love to. Me and Ryan would love to. If you guys have enjoyed the extra content, the 2 or 3 shows a week that we've been trying to do here, we would love to have 3 or 4 shows a day. But the only way that's going to happen is if we get a bigger audience and somebody funds us for this shit.
We want to give you more stuff.
We want to give you lots of stuff.
Yes.
So basically, your shares, likes, and subscriptions, and telling your friends, we will write you an imaginary dollar, and then one day we will let you turn those back in for real money. Probably not for a while, but and then we'll send you free bottles of Sooper whiskey nipples.
Yes. And that'll be the greatest party ever.
And we also have a website that's not up and running or operational, but you can go check it out if you want to at geekdadreport.com.
Yeah, it's got a picture of a fern still.
We still have the
not
fern.
A fern. But
yeah, if you want to see how the sausage is made, God, this is episodes about whiskey nipples and sausage. Yes. You can see our progress on the website. Check it out. Coming soon. That's what she said. Let's see what else.
I think that's a good episode. Good, solid episode.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, Monday, new episode of the Geek Dad Report Game of Thrones review. Check out our last one. If you want to talk to us about Eastwatch, we're still available to comment. And
please, just if you are nervous about talking to other people because you don't want to sound like weird or out of place, this is your safe space.
Yeah. For
Game of Thrones conversation. You're not going to be ostracized or anything like that. Just talk to us. I've talked to a couple of people that said, I would say something, but I just I just don't want to feel weird. Like, just do it.
There are no bad questions. Place. We will. Yeah. We have no problem explaining any question that you have about.
Even if we don't explain, just to have someone to talk to about it. So just come chat with us. We love having good conversations with people. All people. All people of every people.
We don't get paid for this. We do it because we love you, and we get paid in interactions and happiness. So join the conversation. Have fun. Let us know what you think. And above always, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yes,
and gals. You guys are amazing.
And stay nerdy.
Stay awesome. Till next week, guys. Oh, no comics to crave this week because me and Ryan were lazy and did not pick out a comic book. But Game of Thrones on Monday. Don't forget. Adios, everybody.
Bye.